Guys, I'm going to let you go because you have...
Wouldn't you like to get some part of this interview that's usable?
This is... What you're a young lad. You've listened to some of my... I'm going to say this is my favorite episode maybe ever. This is one of my...
certainly
This is a spectacular episode.
I'm just going back over why we're doing it.
It's because of your admiration for me and my work.
This is a very, very famous podcast.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I know that.
And so we should be honored to be part of it.
You couldn't get it. You couldn't say it with a straight face.
Yeah. Hey, after this, let's you and me go and cash our checks. Let's do it.
But we need a big bank.
Yeah.
I mean, not every bank.
I have idea. Maybe we'll get some cash and some just a cashier's check.
Yeah. And I have a servant with me. He could carry the bullion.
You guys have always kept in touch. Yeah. That's what I like about you. You never got in the bubble. You're out there.
Oh, I'm of the people. It's always
kept in touch with whom? What do you mean?
You're just in touch with the people.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to the bank. You'll probably have to stop and get a wheelbarrow, but you do it in a humble way.
Would you say that with success you changed?
I'm pausing. You can't help but change, but I'd say I have changed for the better with success. That's what I think.
That's great.
Yeah. I mean, you probably disagree.
I was going to say I can't wait to
when did you
others.
Did you know Steve? I mean,
I met him on Three Amigos, 85, July.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. And then we became great friends. And then you make that decision of whether you're going to just have that 2-month experience of making a movie and never see someone again or not. And I think we both chose to keep hanging.
It's just interesting you bring up Three Amigos because you made that movie. It came out and it, did what it did, but then it goes on. And I don't know when it happened, but within maybe 10 years of it coming out, there's this whole generation that seizes that movie and says, this is one of our favorite movies. And it has grown since then in a way that I think is well-deserved, but it's kind of fascinating to me. Were you aware of that happening?
That's what happens with a lot of my movies, except for the 10-year part where they like it. Well, I've always found that you never know if a movie is a hit or success till 10 years goes by. Because some movies are big hits when they come out, and then you never hear of them again.
Right.
And then some movies tend to grow. I was surprised. In fact, we got a call from a magazine in London, and they said, it was a film magazine. They said, we want to put you, Marty, and Chevy on the cover. And we said, why? And they said, well, it's the 25th anniversary of Three Amigos. I said, you care? And that's when I started noting that there was some kind of thing happening with it.
It's got this whole other life. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen, they'll ask various rock musicians, artists, athletes, just anyone, politicians, list favorite movies. And then Three Amigos keeps popping up in there, which is really great.
Well, Steve wrote it.
Well, with Lorne Michaels and Randy Newman.
That's right. That's
but
right.
you said you wrote the funniest parts.
That's what you
told
actually,
me.
Randy Newman wrote my favorite joke in the whole thing. And it's when El Guapo, it's his birthday, and all his men are celebrating, and he opens a package, and he goes, it's a sweater.
I love the canteen joke so much that you're both, the three of you are running out of water.
Canteen.
The canteen, and just there's barely enough, and then just luxurious.